Welcome to a new episode of Nostalgic Explorer, and today I am going to be exploring a track by The Art of Noise. This is one of your suggestions, so thank you so much for sending this one. This is going to be a fun recreation. And have you heard The Art of Noise? I think my memory of this song is something more about on television, like watching like something kind of like Cosmos, or maybe watching one of these shows about like the future or like the space, things like that. I mean, I cannot recall exactly when I listened to that track, but I'm pretty sure it was the song for an entrance of a TV show or something like that. And I never knew more about it until way later, and I started researching, and the song is a very particular song. If you listen, if I'm pretty sure you listened to this song, but if you haven't, like at the time, it sounded kind of like out of the regular music that was there. Like it didn't feel like God. It was not like progressive rock. It was not new wave. It was unique. So it was very interesting. And this is a song that it was actually produced by Trevor Horn, who is or was the member of Boggles. And Boggles is the band that bring to life Video Kill the Radio Star that became a huge hit thanks to MTV when they launched in 1981. And they formed Boggles in 1979, and you have Hans Zimmer playing the keyboards on Boggles and Trevor Horn on the vocals. Is a total classic. But he didn't stop there. He also produced bands like ABC, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, and he also became the singer of Yes, which it was kind of awkward because he's kind of like a mathematician, kind of like a nerd, I want to say, like a music nerd, like most of us. And he joined this progressive rock band, which it was a little controversial. I remember reading that fans at the time didn't love having him in the band. He took just for 1 year and then formed a record label called CTT Records. And that's when he formed The Art of Noise. And it was also in hand with journalist Paul Morley. And they were fascinated by the CMI. The CMI is a sampler that it was actually built and invented in Australia, the Fairlight CMI. And it was used by Kate Bush, Peter Gabriel, and The Art of Noise fully used this to produce basically a whole album. And the EP actually featured Moments of Love, which is this song that I tell you that is a very specific song, a very peculiar sound. It's kind of relaxing, like kind of like a sunset, chill song that it could be actually produced in the beginning of the 2000s. And actually, my son, he listened to the song when I was doing my research about this track, and he said like, "What year is this?" And I said like, "Yeah, this is a 1983 song." He said like, "Oh, it sounds more like 2000s to me," which I think that's why this is a very relevant song, and we're gonna explore it today. So I hope you like this, and remember to like and subscribe. If you like this, you can become a member and you're gonna be able to download the stems of all of this. And also you're gonna be able to watch this video in advance. So if you're already a Patreon or a member, you are watching it before it goes public. But thank you so much, and let's begin. So we are gonna record the choir, and remember this is a sample, but the Proteus actually does a great job, and I was able to find pretty much all the sounds. And let's begin. I'm just going to modify a little bit the attack because I think it's a little delayed here. I like that. And then the sustain, I might kill a little bit of it too. And maybe a little bit of the resonance. Let's do this. I think that's really good. Let's maybe let you. Okay, so then we have the same choir that is a little longer, and let's record it. And that's pretty much it. I just, the resonance actually, I put a little more to 57 and the sustain on 99, so it's a little longer. Then we have the oboe, which is in the Proteus one, the 115 oboe, or juboe, or oboe. I say in Spanish, oboe. And this is how it sounds. I'm gonna be adding some reverb because it's more wet, but you will have the raw sound in case you want to add yours. Now we're gonna record the orchestra hit, which is actually a sample. I'm just modifying a little bit, and let me show you because it's just a resonance kind of thing. And what I did is go to the edit here, and the only thing that I'm modifying, actually it was in 33. You can hear it here. But it needs a little more tail, so I'm gonna put it up to 56, 55. And I think we can record it now, so let's do this. And that's pretty much that part. And I'm going to reinforce that with some strings orchestra as well, so we can have a little more volume and body to this part. And now let's go and record that. For this, I'm actually using the orchestra string in the Proteus. It's the preset number 33. And I'm doing exactly the same, putting a little tail on the release. So let me show you here. If you have one, you can see how to click edit, and you move the cursor here, and this is in 16. It has a tail, but not as much. So let's go to 55 as well. Maybe a little more actually. I like it like that, and then I can add some reverb. So let's record it. So now we're gonna record the bass, and for this I'm using the Minimoog Voyager, which is a new acquisition, and I'm super happy to have this synth with me. I am using this because the Proteus actually has a Moog bass, but it's a sample. And when you go too low in the octave, actually it sounds kind of weird. So just to be safe, I'm gonna be using this because it's such a great sound, and why not using the original sound if I have it here. Okay, so this is the tricky part because all of these drums were sampled. So you hear metal kicks and things like that that I don't have. I mean, I can sample it. Maybe I will do that. But I found a couple of sounds on the Proteus. The Proteus actually has amazing sounds for this song. You can pretty much make the entire song using the Proteus. So I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to use a little bit of sound effects and some plugins just to make it more closer to the version. And I'm going to be adding more. We have the finger snaps, we have some hi-hats, and I'm going to be using different sounds on the Proteus, but this one is actually the snare drums, the preset pattern number 185. So let's record. I think we have enough. I'm going to be adding now the finger snaps and the hi-hats. Okay, so now we're going to record the hi-hats and the finger snap that actually, again, the Proteus is doing an amazing work with this track. And the sound that I'm using is the rock drums preset number 183. Let's record. Then we have the hi-hats. Then I think later we have a double, which is like, okay, we have a variation in the bass, and we're gonna record again in the beautiful Moog Voyager. So let's do this. Woo! We finally made the bass. So now that we have our elements, I think there's a tiny little things on the drums that I'm gonna be adding in post-production. But I think we have all the elements to put this song together, and let's hear the results. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this content. Again, thank you so much for all the people that has been joining Patreon. I really appreciate all the help and making these videos possible. Remember, you're going to be able to download the stems of this track on my Patreon, but also on the memberships. So you decide which one you would like to do. And also you can purchase it on Patreon. You don't have to do a monthly subscription if you don't want to do that. Let me know your comments about this track. When is the first time that you listened to it? What's your memory about this? How do you find this song? For me, again, it's something like between calm but futuristic. Reminds me of TV shows, yeah, like Cosmos and History Channel, something like that. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts about this track, and see you in another nostalgic exploration.